The brachial plexus injury (BPI), also known as Erb's palsy, is an injury around the neck region and usually occurs at birth and, if not managed, might become a permanent condition. The convener, Ngozi Ekong, uses this medium to educate moms and traditional bone setters in the Idi Araba community on how to assess a baby with BPI.
So brachial plexus injury is an injury to the brachial plexus, which is around the area, around the neck area. Usually occurs at birth when the child is stuck. The child's shoulders are stuck at the mother's pelvis, and then they have to pull out the child, to get the child out of the mom. And unfortunately, it actually doesn't just occur in just vaginal delivery. It also occurs during a cesarean section.
The women community leader implored the government to provide adequate health care facilities in order to reduce the rate of BPI.
I've said it before and I'm still repeating it. The government can help us in many ways. One, for this type of problem that our children are having, maybe the mothers during birth, when we take such child to the federal hospital, we have LUT here, Lagos University Children's Hospital, they will be asking for reference letter that where do you bring the child from? In which we are thinking we cannot take the child to general hospital or primary center. It's not done because they don't have some medical doctors that can treat that case. So we are asking the federal government to please, in a case like this, when the case is in the hospital, they should please assist and do something.
The condition is rampant in children and may go away on its own. It requires urgent surgery when critical, as well as physical therapy to help in the healing process.
It doesn't affect the brain categorically, but it's a nerve injury, so it affects the nerve. So the brachial plexus, the anatomy of the brachial plexus, from C5 to T1, but just mainly nerves, and it has different severities. It could be mild, it could go on its own, or it could require surgery as well.
Early detection is important in order to treat it extensively, and that the traditional bone setters could destroy the nerves, since it's a nerve injury and not a bone injury.
I believe you can help, ameliorate the increase in babies with brachial plexus injury by one, early detection, so we can have, early intervention for them, and two, we educate the traditional birth attendants to refer, them to a facility that can do a cesarean section so that they can get the baby alive and in good health. Then also the traditional bone setters should know that it's a nerve injury and not a bone injury, so that they don't further destroy the baby's limbs and reduce the baby's chances of able to do activities that other peers can do.
The BPI is an injury to the network of the nerves and manifests as the weakness of the arms. Also, the severity of the injury determines the manifestation on the child.
Brachial plexus, BPI is brachial plexus injury. So basically it's an injury to the network of the nerves around the neck region that manifests as weakness of the arm. So basically, depends on the severity of the injury. It could be probably just a stretch. It could be a tear, it could be a rupture. So the severity of the injury determines the manifestation. So basically it's more of the injury occurs at the neck region, but the manifestation is on the arm.
It is important to treat and diagnose a brachial plexus injury as quickly as possible, as it may lead to a long-term ailment. Toyin Ogubumiju, KAFTAN Television, Lagos.